Okay, so guys, let's look at how far we've fared in our journey. What we've shown so far about modules is it's not that I won't say this is the most complete um explanation of modules or showing what you can do with modules, but that's why we have the extra text for you to read more on, and then we have other videos online also for you to check on. But my goal is to just give you the minimal of the information we will require to build our project, and then also that will allow you to navigate through the sea of Python. Um, let's take a look at something. So far we've been able to cover this. I think introduction to Python variables and function scopes. We've seen control flow. We've seen that Python data structures. That's basically strings, and we've used lists and dictionaries also. And then we've looked at modules. So I'll be skipping errors and exception handling till after and then I will be jumping to this point. We're going to look at operating system interface. Basically, it will explain more on why modules are useful, because I believe so far currently most of you, especially anyone without any programming background, will be thinking, so I can import a function, I can import it to another file. So what am I going to use it for? What's the point of doing all that? Very soon you're going to see why it's useful, and then also how all of these things are going to start adding up together. So also we're going to skip object programming until when we get to the point where it's going to become useful, and then we're going to dive into it as well. So all right. So what I want to show you today is basically where modules where they shine. So far you just see us importing just some functions, importing one file into another and then using it, and you were thinking it's of no use. But then let's look at something. Before I proceed, let me just open the shell first. Uh, Python. Okay, so so I'm going to share this folder with you. I haven't already. So this folder contains various documentation of Python. The document of interest to us is going to be this standard library. All right, yes, Python library. Okay, so you can see um under the file and directory access, there is this os.path, common path name manipulations. Basically, we are going to look at the OS module itself, not just the OS as path. We're going to look at the whole of the OS module, and then we are going to look at how we can use that to manipulate the file system and do a lot of things. And this is what's beautiful about this is that regardless of whether you're on a Windows machine or a Linux machine, you could still follow and do the same thing. That's why Python is really awesome. So let me get back to my game. Alright, so as a module, or you can think of it as a library or whatever you call it, but for now just think of it as a library or a module. It's called OS. So you can do this, import OS, and it's by default it's in Python. It's built into Python, so you don't have to install it or anything. So you just say import OS, and now you've imported that module, just as we've done in the previous tutorial. So but as I've shown you since the previous videos, you can do this help OS, and then you will see everything that OS has and supports, or at least most of it. So um, it says this exports all function from POSIX or NT or links.etc, OS.path, OS.name, OS.crdir, OS.prdir, OS.sub, xsub, allsub, pathsub, linesub. So all of these are like submodules within this module. So like within this OS path, there are other functions or methods that are supported, a lot of them that we're going to look at. In fact, this is one of the most important one we're going to look at, although all of these two are important, but then we're going to lay a lot of emphasis on this. But then the OS module itself has methods also that are important to us. So we're going to look at least most of them. So you can just scroll them by typing enter. Alright, so as I've told you in the previous video, we in my previous videos, that we are not really concerned about this kind of methods, the ones that start with double underscores. We're not concerned about them for now. In the future you might be, but for now you're not. So let me show you just a simple example. Um, I'll, I'll first close the Python interpreter. Alright, so I'm in my desktop environment. You can see the desktop folder contains files, PythonWithTahir, and this another file, and then this something awesome folder. This is a folder, this is a folder, but this is a file. So, oh, so what is referred to as a folder? What you call a folder basically is just the real. Or let me say the most accurate name is a directory. So this is a directory. This is a directory. This is a file. So what that function does, the function is dir. What it does is that when you pass in a an argument to it, it checks whether that full the argument you pass in, whether it's a file or so whether it's a directory or not. So let's go back to Python. Python. So you say help os path. So it's fine. Okay. This is the proper SDIR. This is the proper SDIR method. So I think I was doing it wrong. Just forgive me. Alright, so we can see. So now what we're really doing is that we're checking os.path. Now path itself is also like another module, so you can think of it as another module contained within the OS module. So and then path has is the dir method. So you can say os.is_dir files, and it says true. So what it's doing is that it's checking the current directory you are in, and we're in the desktop directory. We're currently in the desktop directory. If you come back here, you will see that we called or we started Python in the desktop directory. So that is why it's able to see the content of the desktop directory, and then there's a folder in that directory called files, and therefore it returns true. So let's say we say os that is dir not existing. It says false because there's no directory existing with that name. And then let's look again in the desktop folder. If we say is dir time, if we ask whether it's directory time, to say true because there's a folder named time. And then if you ask whether Yusuf repo, it's a folder named Yusuf repo, so it says true. So there's a folder or a directory named Yusuf repo in the desktop directory. So at this point you'll be thinking, how does this make, what's the point of doing this when we could just go to desktop and see the directory? But in the next video I'm going to show you how when you put all of this together you'll start to be able to write powerful programs that you can interact with the operating system and then do some stuff that you wouldn't be able to do manually with your hands using the graphical user interface. So thank you for watching and see you in the next video.